big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man. Jaron Ennis put on a hell of a performance last night. There's no really need to go over it again. I did a video on it if you missed it right after the fight. It's like this I guess it's one of the second from last videos I did, a third. But he destroyed Custio Clayton in the second round. I think it was with a right hand to the top of the head. It's an equilibrium shot that caught Custio. But basically, he's the number one contender for the IBF. So it depends on when they, push for him to be the mandatory. But I'm pretty sure he already knows that he ain't gonna fight Errol Spence. Now apparently him and Errol Spence was in the jawing back and forth last night after he defeated Custio Clayton. But if Terrence Crawford ain't fighting if not Terrence Crawford, but if Errol Spence not fighting Terrence Crawford, why would he get in the ring with this dude? I think about that for a minute. If we got to drag him to get in the ring with Terrence Crawford, and it still don't look like they making no progress. Maybe I haven't heard much, but it still sounds like they ain't making the progress that they should make. But that is what it is. I don't know. Maybe they are making progress, but we get to that later. But why would he fight him? He had nothing to offer but wrists in the L. So I don't really see that happening out at 47. Probably at 54. Then you got the Errol Spence fans, PBC fans say, oh man, Bud can't beat him and this, that, and third and overreacting. But the fact of the matter is, he ain't go after the WBO. He went after the IBF. And probably one of the reasons he went after the IBF because it's one of the more strictest belts, and they keep their word, especially him not having a major promoter behind him. So they say he made $400K last night. That's some really good money for the place he is in his career in boxing. But like I said, man, he already know how this is gonna go. He know if Crawford and Spence fight or they don't fight, Spence gonna move up. It's gonna be vacation season for his 3 belts. He gonna move up, and who knows what Bud gonna do? Maybe him and Bud can unify, But I do think his truth is Virgil Ortiz, Conor Benn, or Dennis Ugas, Keith Thurman, Josh Taylor. I think those are, his fights and his opportunity to make legacy. And you hope that that division ain't constipated like this. And hopefully those handlers or those fighters and him, they'll let them mix it up on different networks or the network that put the best money, putting up the best money. But then again, Regis Progress could be in the mix down the line. So Jose Ramirez could be in the mix. He fighting Conor Benn in July. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a cage weight at 147. But him and Errol Spence, I don't envision that happening. Especially Boots ain't even a PBC fighter, so that don't make no sense. To knock off a PBC fighter. He's in the same position as Bud. He ain't signed the PBC, and maybe Bud was signed the PBC. Maybe it'd be an easier fight to make if he was under contract, but he not. So, but like I said last night, phenomenal talent. Will he beat Errol Spence right now? I just favor Errol Spence with the experience. One thing that talent wise, he way more talented than Errol Spence, but it's a lot of questions that we don't know that come with experience. When you're talking about chin, can he go hard 12? And even in that 2 rounds, he was very active. He was throwing like a super bantamweight in there in the last 2 rounds. So you never know. He got questions to be demarking. He probably say we do this in the gym, we do that in the gym. But the gym is a different ring than getting in there and doing it. Now, his fight's probably easier than sparring, but as he move up in competition, it's gonna be interesting. Maybe nobody got an answer for him at 54, at 47. Maybe they get to go to 54 to get some rounds. But like I said before, Keith Thurman not getting in the ring with him. Even for all the marbles, Keith Thurman won't get in the ring with him. So, but from a physical talent standpoint of view, with the eye test, yeah, he's more talented than Errol Spence. Footwork, hand speed, way he generate power. You know what I'm saying? But Errol Spence got good fundamentals, and that's how you beat dudes like Jaron Ennis with fundamentals, pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's how you beat him. But right now, he just literally don't have nothing to gain. Nothing. because you beat him, you whoop him, you knock him out in 10 seconds. Is you supposed to do that? He was a prospect, or you supposed to do that? He ain't fought nobody. So Jaron Ennis understand the position that he in. He way more risk than worth reward, but he getting people getting to start to see him and see how good he is. And Custio Clayton ain't never been done like that before, and he tried to take him to deep waters, and ended up getting drowned in the shallow end. But him and Spence, they already know that's not gonna happen. So depends if him and Crawford. If him and Crawford don't fight, he probably gonna vacate, move up to 160, 54 pounds, and Errol Spence, Jamel gonna probably move to 154 itself, and 160 itself. So I mean, they can jaw back and forth if they want to, but they already know the plan. They already been told what the how it's gonna happen, and they gonna get the belt. The sanction belt body knows how it's gonna happen. They probably know who they gonna fight for the belt and everything. So that's just what it is. Yeah. So all this is already pre-planned. He already know he's not getting a maybe get a crack at Spence at 54, big kid. But last night he showed a lot of the ability to have more straight punches. Those straight punches, they said he was working on the straighter punchers this fight and working on conditioning and going rounds. And I think they thought Custio was going to take him more rounds, and they can't. He dangerous in 8 ounces. He real dangerous in 8 ounces. Um, so, but I don't say Spence ducking or nothing like that. So I don't. Like I said before, it's just since he mandatory and Earl vacated, just is what it is. So he got 3 belts. He want to get 4. If it do or don't work out, he out of there. He out of there. So I don't think he ducking. I just think to the point that this dude ain't worth the risk. Getting his name up and everything, but probably gonna take some time. But we got to wait and see. But good fight, but we're gonna get in the ring with him. You look at the IBF and you say, well, the next 3 contenders after him is Vergil Ortiz, Conor Ben, Custio Clayton. So he just knocked off Custio Clayton, so it wasn't 1 and 2 up there. So maybe him and Alvarez for a title fight, I would that'd be interesting. But I just think he too much for Alvarez. I think he's ready for the elites right now. And like I said, he the 3rd best welterweight in the world. And maybe people say maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I think it's Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and then it's Jaron Ennis. Keith Thurman don't want to fight no more. Danny Garcia, he don't want to fight no more. Mikey Garcia don't want to fight no more. Vergil Ortiz probably might be 4th, but he don't fight no more. So not Vergil Ortiz, I'm talking about Keith Thurman. So it's be interesting. I don't think Cody Crowley, he asked for $1 million to get in the ring with him, so that ain't happening. Ain't for a title shot. But Batuev lost. Maybe Sionis can take him some rounds. Big, strong fighter. But one thing about this kid, man, one thing you got to do, you got to either be able to punch with him or you got to push him back with a good jab and pressure him and not let him, generate power. Keep him on the back foot. Don't let him come forward, cut the ring off. And then you might have a chance. But if you let him tee off on you and press forward, but I think Earl might have Earl got a great style to beat him. Sharp jab, real fundamental. You gotta push him back. But then again, he got a great style to beat Earl. He got a great style to beat Earl. Somebody like Earl, man, you just speed and you keep turning him, and that's what he can do. So speed and keep turning them and throwing punches. But he showed last night that he more than a looping puncher too. He showed last night that he can throw. He showed that he can throw straight shots. So that's something people ain't talking about. He showed last night that he can throw Chris straight shots, and so he's showing you he can throw wide, he can throw Chris, he can throw discipline, he can throw volume. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough out, but Errol Spence ain't getting the ring with him, and guess what? I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But it's gonna be interesting. But a couple questions remain. Can he take a punch? Can he go hard 12? In due time, those questions will be answered. Long if you stick around long enough, all the questions be answered. How you take a body shot, how you deal with cut, how you deal with adversity. You know what I'm saying? When he tested, do he fold? And usually you don't get that out of Philadelphia fighters. They're really big hearted fighters, but just questions to be asked. But yeah, I don't think he knows Spence ain't getting in the ring with him, so it's really a waste of breath right then and there. He got other plans, and maybe, like he said, maybe at 54 he catch up with him. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit on notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit my link tree link. It's the first link in the description. Find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whole situation, the whole shebang, all there. It's the first link in the description. Check the boxing news playlist and the welterweight playlist. Appreciate the love, support.